Hello there. Welcome back to the channel. Here we have a 4 versus 4 game on Rugosa. Rugosa being one of the Star Wars planets, locations, one of the EF made themed maps here with these purple coral, but sort of styled in the sense of like a Nova assault. And through the coral and the coral is carbon itself. There can be little pathways, and sometimes players can maybe like lock themselves in there and get like a safer carbon for rushes and stuff. But in general, they're going to spawn outside here on the sort of barren outskirts where it's quite open. You'd be quite susceptible to being raided and stuff. So everyone's probably going to want to crawl towards the center. So it's like Motherlode as well in a sense. Motherlode Nova Assault had a baby here. And getting into the teams and stuff, we've got Grenooli here. Grenooli sent me this game. He's in the yellow, playing the black sun, and then on his team we've got Esty over here as his wing in the blue, playing the New Republic. We have Attack over here in the purple with the Confederacy, and lastly we got Hunter here in the grey, playing the Gungans. And then on the other side of things, as always, we've got Flag Cap Arnie here, luring the Olympus. He's in the red, the Wookiees. And his pocket's going to be Russian Blunt. Oh no, he's gotten Royal Naboo. He hates Naboo. He thinks it's the worst civ in the game. That could be a development. Russian Blunt and the Naboo in the green. Looking forward to that. And we've got Hero here in the Zan Consortium in the teal. And lastly, Lucky Ashman here in the orange with the Resistance. And yeah, there is nurseries. How many nerfs? Quite a few. Probably going to be Mounties, and yeah. Some players quite far away from that. Like if you're on the wing, I think you can end up quite far away from the trees and stuff. So we would expect people on the wings to just open with Mountie aggression. And I mean, you could see it from the pockets as well on a map like this as well. Like this, it's sort of got that mud flow energy with how out in the open you are, your bases. As I said, there are sometimes like nice little bits that you can just get your carbon processor and just wall in. And that can be kind of huge if you've got like to cheese a T3 or something like that. I've seen one full ump. Is there two maybe? Yeah. 3 full umps? Decent food. That certainly helps. But I suppose in a sense it does mean that the aggression will come a lot quicker as well. But I suppose with a Mountie dominated era, you probably want the food just so you can get that quicker tech time. Get up to T2 and get turrets if you absolutely need them. So you don't absolutely have to rely on trooper recruits for your own Mounties. Be interesting to see what happens with Russians Naboo gaming. Or if it all goes wrong and he crumbles. I don't think the civs are like that different that you could hate the civ as much as Russians seem to hate Naboo. Oof, that was almost going to sum it all up for him there. The 1 HP worker. Better just hide that one. In case someone's scout comes and kills it in one shot. A couple of Gizcas to munch on here. The food processor. But like AOP's 140 food. They're a bit too smug looking, those frogs though. Definitely need to be consumed. Troop centers going down here. A lot further ahead for Ashman. Ashman professional Mountie rusher. But it's queued up with no power core as well. Always. He's completely... that rally point. Straight to the carbon. Straight through the command center probably. Down to half health. Troop center for Arnie here. Power core already for Hunter. I wonder if Arnie's just going to go for T2. No. He's just a little bit behind. One Mountie out without power. Building a second one. And on the other hand, already has his on the way. Walking into the base in the second on the way here. So it should work out that Arnie in a wee bit is going to... Oh, only 30%. Power core is about to finish though. He's pulling back his Mountie. Because there's going to be 2 here. And Hunter needs to go for this Mountie when he can, when it's 2v1. Mucking up a little bit, but he does get this around here, so that Mountie should die quite quickly. Quick medic being built here by Arnie, needs to heal this up. And they're going to have to pull away here, because there will be like another... Oh, there's troop recruits queued up. Don't know why he turned back in there and fought. Can't really win there. It's better to just keep these alive. Otherwise it could be a really weird little counter-attack coming his way with 2 Mounties, a couple of troopers, a medic and a scout. And the Ashman Mounties are in here doing some pressure. There's a Mountie all ready to defend though, by the time he gets there. Kind of just harassing the worker, not doing too much. So Arnie looking fairly safe on the way to T2. Hunter neck and neck with him here, on the way to T2 as well. So I've got quite a nice little base here, if we can just close this out a little bit more. It's pretty good going considering the state of this map and the outsides. And the classic 21 HP Mountie from Ashman running through your base's pocket while being chased by another Mountie. Not really going to get any damage or pressure there, unfortunately. 2 Mounties going ahead to scout things out. Weird. Why is there a worker from... 2 workers from Esty just like misrallied over here. That's a bit of a disaster. Collecting arachnids here in the middle of the map. And troopers and a medic trying to find an angle here on Hunter. He was doing a little bit of walling. He's going to send his Mounties Arnie here to the pocket position. Looking to maybe slow down the pocket's influence. Is he actually going to... Oh, he's going to go and try and raid the pocket as well. Rather than go for Hunter. I guess he expects Hunter to just have enough for him because he's not got a lot of troopers to push back with. Just for the way that T1 goes, so he's going to go for the pocket here. And then that way he can maybe keep the T2 aggression going a little bit longer, buy himself more time. And he's just going to resign himself to defending Hunter's little push here. Does walk through the command center though, not the best. This would be quite potent. Well, I forget everything that I was going to say, because it doesn't matter. If they were, like, you know, like box formation and just stood here with a medic, that'd be pretty good. Forces a turret at least, even with that disaster. Abysmal micro there. Is managing to defend things at home. The multitasking must have got to him there. It looked like a real misclick, like he clicked on the command center or something. Some of the Mounties here to terrorize. Attacks Eco not looking great. Bit nuts that he had to make that turret. It's going to make things pretty bad when you've got like a very greedy Naboo opener here for Russian Blunt. If he gets his double air bases down, that means, you know, that's minus 125 ore for building turrets, and on a Civ that's not really like super air focused either. That you might have even wanted to play mech on. Losing that ability to get a turret feels bad. Hunter sort of trying to copy Arnie here, go for the pocket. Arnie is chasing him though, so it's not really as much pressure, but probably going to tilt Russian Blunt quite a bit. Does get 2 workers here. Try to find an angle here on the carbon, and yeah, by the nature of this map, the carbon spots are quite limited, so if these were a little bit more elongated, he could probably sit out here for quite a while. It's quite a long wall as well, so there's a spot here where he can hit like a couple of these guys. Like 3 or so workers. These Mounties are still alive, running around. Is there anything really happening over here? Looks like this probably got lured by that worker that walked across the map for Esty. And Grenooli T3 now. Going straight on to Lucky Ashman, and that's not going to be good. Doesn't have any anti-air whatsoever. Pocket does have an air base, but only 1. Sending an MD, kind of not really thinking about things and just... Yeah, I don't know why he's sending an MD just like that. And we've got HoloNet and stuff. It seems like some autopilot pocket play. Whereas we've got 4 fighters now, just pretty much going to kill Ashman here at this rate. 2 anti-air troopers, 3. Does have a turret that you could garrison to, but I don't know if I've ever seen Ashman do that. That pretty much sums it up, so yeah, Ashman dead. When you don't get the memo, you send the MD. So we got 2 fighters on their way to rescue Ashman out here. I mean, Ashman should be building anti-air troopers a bit quicker than that. Like, as soon as you see that your enemy pocket, go T3. And you know they're going air. You should be building them straight away. So Russian Blunt trying to chase some fighters out here from attack or die, put some pressure onto Arnie here. So sending them in one at a time. It's not going to have the most DPS, it's not going to have like kill Ashman energy, but it will be super annoying. But this one anti-air trooper, what was it, 3 shots to kill it? There's a problem with sending them one at a time. You need to get a group of them, like there. See, if you just kept those 2, you could have 5, and then you could just come in with 5 and done a lot more damage. Then that way you definitely overwhelm the ability of one troop center to deal with you, because there is only one troop center. The workers from Esty are still wandering around the map, confused. Dementia workers. Out for a nighttime wander, lapping around the garden. Get some holocrons though. For the New Republic, taking them away from Russian Blunt here. It does have 1. It looks like a second Padawan being built. Don't know if I can really see any holes. There's 1. Game seems a little bit quieter now. Still troops managing to wander around when there's air and stuff. Looks like Hunter's completely walled his base in quite nicely. Problem is he will run out of carbon very, very quickly. You'll need to migrate. Not really seem like anyone's trying to get towards the centre that quickly, are they? A lot of hanging around on the outskirts. More arachnids here on Ashman's base all the time. That's Spider Farmer. I think it'll die. 11 health. How much damage is it going to do per shot? 2. 3 more. Rip. Rest in peace. Arnie, still trying to find an angle in here. They got quite a good wall though. Pretty much all the way from here to here. And during this downtime, Blunt just picking up all these holocrons. Going to be up to 3 with Naboo bonus. Quite strong. Nice little trade there. These are each 1 shot away from death, I think. Grenooli still terrorizing his side with air. Hero trying to find some damage onto Esty, but he does have the turret here. Looks pretty solid there, except this command center's a bit barren, but I think Grenooli's on the way. He's mirroring this air, hunting for it and looking to shut it down. Fighters on the way here, looking to pick it up. And they're now taking advantage of Arnie doesn't really have a wall in the same manner, so the strike mechs can find a lot more angles to run in here. And kind of running past and just going for Russian Blunt, who doesn't have a mech factory. And he's realised that himself as he starts building one. And not too keen to rely on bombers. But moral support here from Arnie with the 2 strike mechs just to maybe take some of the aggro and the firing, but all better upgrades. Oh, we just got his there. 4+3. This 4v2 though. More of these spiders. Bit of a 3v1 here. The raid boss. Taking down the Arachne. And those fighters from attack going to be shut down here in the base for Arnie. And more walls being planned. This could be a big air collision here. He really needs to be very careful. There's a lot of fighters leave patrols in, and he's like on the bad side of a... Those strike mechs just saved him. That target was really bad. That should have been much worse, because he was on like the bad side of the elevation. While already being like fired in by units in a formation. Like, there's a bit of a delay when you patrol in back in like that, you know, for them to like sort their targeting out. So those strike mechs really saved the day from Hunter there. Quite some distance they've travelled to get up to here. Dead now to mech destroyers. And another Arachne. These spiders are everywhere. They're ruining lives. It's everywhere I go. Always enjoyed the attack animation of these. Just look like a sort of modern IKEA bin or something, just headbutting a spider. Or a Dalek. Ashman has some fighters, but instantly throwing them away there. There's no way he can afford to reproduce those. Like, times are tough here in the town of Ashman after all those workers died. And Esty is sending some knights his way, and that is going to be really difficult to deal with when he doesn't have any war center upgrades. His economy's in tatters, so the one turret he's going to have workers. They're going to kill off the mech destroyer and the strike mech, and just need to be microed a little bit better. Let's put one after each. I don't know if he should have done that. I think he should have kept on that mech destroyer. The real risk he actually dies here. Because he almost had this MD killed. Getting quite low now. 69, nice. And some workers getting caught by attack again as Arnie tries to get to the centre. No turret though, and none of his own air. He's only got his own anti-air troopers. Relying on Russian Blunt to come and help him here, but Blunt not really got too much air at the moment. Does have 3 holocrons though. Trying to boom up here. I think he's maybe thinking about going to tech level 4. Well, his economy is sort of building up there. Maybe a few more workers and some farms, and then he'll be on his way, maybe. It's kind of about that time in the game. And it's like the Avengers here, so many different mechs to deal with this Jedi Knight, and I don't think really any of them have got much upgrades, just the +1 there for hero. A lot of armor on the Jedi, so you need some good like plus damage upgrades to damage them properly. Make it past that. And hero now pressuring on to Russian Blunt, maybe concerned that he is air civ with 3 holocrons and he's mostly being left alone. But they don't understand the waking nightmare that is Russian Blunt's gameplay right now. That's why he's too terrorized to put these workers back to work, because he's playing Naboo. He just can't do it. Attacking a lot of air just again and again, coming over here and raiding, and Arnie really not respecting it at all. Just no anti-air half the time. This is actually quite atypical for his gameplay, because normally when I watch him he's got about 10 anti-air turrets. Trying to cut some corners today, and it's calling his bluff. Keeps raiding. I do worry for Hunter here, who's building so much in his little wall, but nowhere really near the centre. You see some people starting to move in now. One day he'll finish this command centre. I was here like 5 minutes ago and it was this. Get it done. Grenooli's going to mine everything out at this rate. Let's get into the centre as well. Grenooli T4. He isn't an air shield civ, but does have some air. Could get fast fighter upgrade. Does he have some air? Has he lost it all? Hard to tell. I don't really see it anymore. I don't really see it. He's building a lot of sentry posts. Getting that vision everywhere. He's going to go for the Night Mothers. As an opener here. It'll be annoying. Question is, where will he send them? Ideally, probably straight to Russian Blunt, because he's air as well. It'd be difficult for him to deal with. Attack here. Hitting Hero across the map, getting quite a few worker kills. Hero not really prepared for that. He must have traded with Grenooli's air, knocked it down. That's why his air count is so low as well. And Night Mothers on their way. And a few workers maybe looking to build a forward here. Is Arnie on his way to T4? Yeah, it looks like he's setting up for quite a low eco, quick artillery sort of push, which is quite good with wikis. All you really need to do, get the heavy artillery, get the range upgrades, and you can slowly boom behind it, and you can treat it like you would treat T4 air, you know? Get the units out and then just slowly add on the rest of the economy, and then you can get all the expensive upgrades for the troopers and get them out there. You don't necessarily need to have all the trooper upgrades when you push, just need to get your artillery going. Troopers are more there to just get rid of their counter and mounted troopers. This is pretty annoying, but I don't know if this is really like game ending or tilting enough. I mean, Ashman's used to constant warfare, so you won't really want to be in his base. I think Grenooli should be sending these to the pocket and trying to take some turrets and things away. That's the best use of them. While he gets his forward up and techs into something different. Esty's not really here, you know. This would maybe be fine if there was like a push at the door and you're just weakening them so that the push can make it through. Hunter are trying to get on top of Arnie here before, you know, the bad times happen, which is known as artillery with heavy upgrade and +2 range. Because Wookiee Mech not going to be as good, but it would be if he sort of got to force a trade right now, but there are walls. You could get like maybe a shield with a fan bow. I think if he wants to deal with this army early, maybe he needs to get like a couple of assault mechs, shields, and just have a lot more on the ground than the Wookiees. Because once that range is in and they've got a shield generator, it's just it's absolute painful terrorism. You can't do much against it. Got to rely on just area of effect damage like air cruisers and assault mechs and stuff, and finding good angles. And the more and more artillery come out, the worse and worse it gets. And Esty made it off to T4, got some fast fighters here. Gonna take these down from Russian Blunt. They're kind of just sitting here. Not too sure what Blunt's up to. Is he waiting for his upgrades there? He'd only just started them. Didn't even got faster. He got so much air. There we go. Getting the trifecta there. It's a bit of a shame that he's lost all those fighters for basically free over there. There might have been a false sense of security though. Thinking they've killed all his air because he's got a lot more. And there we go. Heavy artillery with a shield and some repeater troopers to tank. Just needs one more damage upgrade for them in there. Pretty solid. Don't know how well the budgeting's going. He can't really afford the... Yeah, he can't afford the Wookiee health racial thing with the regen. But it doesn't need to get that so quickly. Not too sure what happened to... How did he lose the cannon? Yeah, the cannon could have been in a good sort of spot around here or something to hit the shield generator. It becomes a tricky thing when you try to put like buildings on these kind of fronts where there's a lot of terrain in the way. You end up with angles because of the crazy range of cannons that the cannons just can't be touched by your units. You've got interceptors and fighters here guarding the army, but not really much else. Russian's not even involved right now, so there's no need for the anti-air presence. I think what would be really good from attack right now is just if you... Well, again, he's not an air civ, is he? He needs to get out of air. He needs to get on the Magna Guards. Magna Guards would be quite solid walking in here, I think. With some units behind them. Before those troopers get to their +4 damage. And Esty coming in here, raiding, doing some damage, and big differential on Ashman this game since Ashman died so early to the air. And Hero's definitely feeling the consequences of that. Anything, it almost looks pretty like curtains on this side. What's in that transport? Will we ever find out? 5 workers. This is classic vintage Ashman right now. You know, you got a transport with 5 workers, he'll hunt it, he smells it. Down it goes. Some interceptors trying to help out from Ashman here. Russian blunt though, putting that all to an end. And oddly, still 10 range on this artillery. That can't be the case. This is one of the upgrades. This needs the Forest Vision one as well out of the heavy weapons factory. Troopers are online though, they're going to be quite potent. This is a hard, like, early matchup for Gungans. Some units like filtering in here from attack, but they don't really help much. AC is definitely the best unit right now, but you would need to have some turrets set up to push the air away. You'd have to build them like back here. Attacking and run in with some strike mechs. That might actually help a bit. Units are looking a bit sparse here for Hunter. Like, the mech's so expensive to get all the upgrades for as well, compared to this. Here we'll go for the heavy strike mech raids on this side. You can't half-ass it building a forward against Ashman. Look at him. He aggroed him. It's like the AI. You build a building near them. He's completely aggroed, shutting it down. Grenooli though, he's decided instead of getting that forward, just going to get here in the centre. So his attack, both of them grabbing up all this Nova, and that Nova's going to be huge, especially for Grenooli here, being like a really good Night Mother civ. The problem with like opening Night Mothers early is tricky to like get a proper kill on someone unless you've got like a combination of like air, Night Mother, air Jedi, whatever. And I think like nowadays people are I think their tenacity levels are much higher than what they can deal with. And a lot of people used to just complain and quit as soon as like 2 Jedi walked in their base, you know, before 1 hour of game time. Like that was just the worst thing they could ever deal with. So Black Sun, probably going to need a lot more Night Mothers to get a kill or something. And we did think he would have to do a lot of migration of his workers, so he mines everything out down here. I think terrain's probably working in Hunter's favour at the moment. Just because like a lot of these artillery are not actually firing right now. The Night Mothers are stalling here. This is what the civ's kind of good for, like it's a support civ, right? If you're opening Night Mothers, you need to have your teammates to have the units on the ground that you can start, you know, converting their counters on the other side away. That's what makes them the most impactful. Oh my god, he's using the tech. Apparently though, if you just put the artillery on aggressive, they don't go for the walls. If you don't know, the artillery when they come out, they're in like a defensive status by like default. And that makes them prioritize hitting buildings. So I always wondered this, like I was holding on to this for the longest time. I was like, I'm only going to use it in like a really sweaty matchup. But before I even got to do it, people worked out that apparently if you go to aggressive, they won't hit the walls. But I'm not entirely sure if that's true or not. Just what I heard. But the dream was 1 by 1 shielded walls everywhere, and 1 by 1 blocks. That way, you know, your artillery are hitting them, but their artillery keep hitting your buildings. And he is hitting it, so I don't know if he's on. I don't think I can actually tell really, because you don't have the. You can't see their formations or anything like that. But a lot of them are throwing a lot of shots at the walls, so. What you need is the AC here at the same time as well. Oh, Crusaders. Oh. Could be a disaster. I mean, I'll pause here and look around, and I think everyone's pretty much just resigned themselves to fighting on this side now. Except maybe Hero, who's just running through with strike mechs. And Ashman will be he'll be having his Odin sleep where he tries to rejuvenate here, because things are not looking great, but otherwise they're in the centre here and they're all just starting to influence on this side. The Hunter versus Arnie bloodbath over here. And Crusaders coming in when there's not really a lot of like I mean that guy's health is actually going up. So yeah. Did hear one die. These Night Mothers are in not even no attack stance. Just dying there. So watching them die. And that's a real disaster here. Crusaders, huge impact. Feels like Russian Blunts learned to play Naboo. Never thought I'd see the day there. Ah, more spiders. Rookie workers though, with that racial, up to 70 health now at T4. Designated spider killers. Will he die? He did. They're really not doing a lot of damage to this. Is his health going up with the shield? I need to kill his actual health bar before they kill the shield. It's odd how that works. I guess they take a bit of damage to each health pool. I mean, you got an entire team here in the center and like the other team just not caring. I mean, Russian Blunt will be fine because he's, you know, 3 holocron money. He's balling with that. These Night Mothers need to be in combat. They'd actually do some pretty decent damage here. And kill off these Crusaders a lot quicker. And they're like the linchpin of this push. Their tanking is just helping all these units get forward. 12 range now. A lot of bounty hunters out. These need to run away. This is a bit of a disaster. This push is gonna like really like snowball out of control. Just because of the nature of those artillery. They just need to crawl the shield generator to shield generator. Looks like the Night Mother's just got their invisibility tech. So I'll probably need to switch to Grenooli to be able to see them ever. This could become a problem from them now. And yeah, they can't really help on this side too much anymore now as well. During their worst moments, as they're getting pushed back. A lot of Night Mothers for Grenooli here. Come in and convert everything. These are +9 heavy strike mechs though. My money would be on the heavy strike mechs here. So what Hero actually needs to do here is just move towards these and keep like shoot, move, and just ignore his own strike mechs that get converted. And just focus these down one at a time. But instead the damage is getting split around onto different ones, which is giving more and more time for Grenooli to convert them slowly one at a time. Which creates more for the strike mechs to shoot. within their own ranks rather than shooting the Night Mothers. This looks like spawn killing in a scenario right now. Units just being spawned and sniped instantly. Those freighters look lost. What on earth is this? What route is that? Why are they going like that? Try to go with a spaceport over here. So much Wookiee army now. See, I feel like what Hunter really needs to do is like this. He needs these heavy. He needs to be in the center here with these boys. Attack's got the right idea. If he can get like a lot of these assault mechs out, that'll be great. Because assault mech's gonna smash this army. Definitely gonna force grenadiers as well. There should be grenadiers for Wookiees here to deal with stuff like that, and to deal with like heavy strike mech as well in bulk. Got bombers chasing heavy strike mechs in the base here. You're gonna get a lot of workers, and especially around these tree lines you should expect to find loads and loads as the game gets on. All sort of in the same area. Just a shooting gallery for heavy strike mechs. Grenadiers and Night Mothers. But again, it's not really units that push and, you know, like have a big looming threat. They're more on the support side, taking things away. And this has got to force Masters out of. This is really good from attack. Great area of effect options. Exactly what's needed here. Except this one that seems to be walking right up. He's actually finding the only unit that can shoot him. He's going straight towards him. Did he just cancel an attack as well? This is a moment. You were all here. Incredible. Look how many workers are dying to this. Some intercept. Is that to take away the bombers? God damn, you can get some freighters as well. What is he on, like, no attack? Did they, like, not attack these on one of their, combat ones? They must not. Maybe it's, like, stand ground? Since they don't, like, show... I think with stand ground, it's maybe, like, any unit that shows aggression towards them, they shoot within range. It's a very anti-Grenooli army right here. The bounty hunters are not too bad here. Kind of tank quite well. But low numbers are you're just going to get converted. So Hunter and Attack have sort of survived that bad point in the early T4. It was sort of mid-ish going to late game T4 now, and I think the Wookiees they're solid, they're just not as strong as they were. Like, I think early T4 they're pretty much like, you know, super dominant now. But now, like, there's time for them to get, you know, all these assault mechs, get all their upgrades for the mechs and stuff, and then the Wookiees are gonna feel a little bit worse there. And we have to bear in mind is all this extra Nova these guys are mining. Like, if we can have a quick little look, you know. You can maybe see the difference in Nova, so like 14k and 5k. Grenooli's gotten so much just out of the centre. A lot of Nova from Blonde here, but I don't think it really compares to how much you could have extracted from the centre right now. It'll be better as the game goes on longer. Poor Ashman, only 9k Nova. This is going to feel kind of bad. Black Sun Troopers and all these strike mechs. Like, this one unit kind of just counters everything that Grenooli's building. And it's like the best one because it gets an extra +2 damage. This looks like a really thin push. There's Arnie looking economically. 183. Must be trading, yeah. 71 merchants, so 110 normal workers. That's probably why this, because he's been fighting forever, so he's really not got any bank. And he's kind of down a lot of workers than he normally would be. He needs the transition. It's not really great stuff though. I wonder if Wookiees need to go into like attackers now. Not played around with it much, but you know, it's a... They're an air civ, they've got shields. I wonder if you need to go into like Wookiee air, hyper late game. AC attacker interceptor. So that'll be an interesting tech switch. Maybe even just like attackers and then this. With Grens. Could be good. Like attackers are pretty interesting just because they require like so much to deal with. I think they are always just a little bit too strong, I suppose. Russian taking away those assault mechs, that's a big problem for them here. This is nice though, wide arc, 12 range. You can see I can get a lot more shots on the right hand side. It's kind of pulling these out of the coverage as well. And if both sides are sort of like half out of the coverage of a shield generator, like the one with higher range is going to feel a lot better there. I got some Masters frontlining. Tanking a few shots here and there. Tank not quite got all his upgrades for his repeater troopers. Would be good to have them properly online here. But he seems to be suffering a bit after losing those early units. He seems to be poor Nova-wise. This Nova's running out quite quickly. Grenooli's just absolutely like hoovered it all up to make all these Grenadiers and Night Mothers. Things don't ever really look that different over here. Don't often see this like a crane rather than artillery. The New Republic heavy artillery. Do they get range? It's probably a travesty of balance if they do. Yeah, they don't. Well, this is good from Esty. That gives them something on the ground that's going to like knock down these building foundations and get them further far forward. Little bits of raids here in the centre of some air, but Arnie needs to channel his inner Ashman, like attack's about to start hitting these positions with cannons slowly while they're not looking. Controlling the centre would be quite good going forward as well, because you could eventually just like start tucking strike mechs into these pockets and hitting their carbon workers. You could probably just build an air cruiser here and just start killing their carbon on their side as well, and starve them out quicker. Is it a war crime? I don't know. I'll let you decide that, but it's certainly something you could do. You could just say, well, I was just making a path for my units, and that's accepted by most conventions. the pathfinding aspect of the AC. Viable excuse. Esty's artillery needs to get a bit further forward, need to get more shield generators here. He needs to start contributing in that regard. He's not really put any ore towards this, is he? Really doing all that. He's an air sub as well, which means he's got advanced turrets. Wow. I think he would have cut those corners. He needs to start building some of them over here as well then. Get rid of Ashman. Okay, so Zan's gonna kind of feel bad now with artillery here, because before he sort of countered everything, but this is like when he needs to build assault mechs, but how can he when Grenooli's got 10,000 Night Mothers? So again, it's going to have to be set up a strong position, lean into the air cruisers or something like that. Because they don't have like a counter to Night Mothers at range, other than like an AC. Could build his own artillery as well as an option. AC kind of beats artillery too, so like, I think it's just strong A position in AC is here to hold this. The Hunter try to find something to try to run through. Maybe he's going to staggered if he's going to do that. And the units are making them bunch up even more when they walk past them. If anything, he maybe should have just ran up here and killed a house and then run up, rather than try to run through the units. Because once you get research tracking, most of the shots are going to hit. And yeah, that's about as far as they made it. I wondered if I see Berserkers running in the centre. Oh my god, attack. Get your upgrades, man. You could have plus 5 damage, 70 HP. On like one of the most cost-effective units. You're trying his hardest to hold out here. Ashman has not replaced a farm in a long time. Is Ashman even playing anymore? He's got the carbon for it. What's he up to? Right, how many workers? 115. But 60 of them are idle. 50% of his workers are not doing anything. These need to split up a bit. This is the Cal formation right now. It's like the artillery should never win this, but like this is the one universe that Doctor Strange guy calculated where they could win, you know? Where you put all your assault mechs in like a 1-by-1 formation. Look at how damaged they are. Disaster. He's trying to do the same thing right now. He's like, come on, shoot me. We'll make it even. Is that a tanking pummel, or is that a mistake? And Master's come in, and yeah, that moment that they had where they could have smashed this forward is gone. It's now getting stolen. You could shoot the bounty hunters with them. Oh, the Crusaders are going to come in now as well. That's not looking great. The artillery all died, so now it's kind of back to this one unit ruins all your plans for Grenooli here. There's so many assault mechs that are gonna die. Oh, some strike mechs, finally. I'm going to save them. Oh wow, they need to maybe close this out a little bit. This seems really open towards their trade here. That's kind of worrying. If they get smashed too hard here, like Masters can just run down and ruin everything. I think you should like shield wall to here or something. And yeah, more production at the side would be nice. Hunter's only like 160 pop. I think like to justify all those assault mechs, you needed to have like 40 strike mechs with them, you know, to keep them safe. And then they're a real problem if you were just like hovering on this arc, because you can like surround these units here in this position. Because look how much of a flank you can have around there with all the space that they technically have to themselves. Which is not good for low health artillery like that. Surprised we're not really seeing any sentry posts built. You know, that way you don't even need to build bounty hunters really. I think you should just have like cannons and tons of strike mechs, maybe the odd couple bounty hunters, but this is maybe too many, and just sentry posts, yeah. Then you can see them from everywhere, and you see them coming as well. And you can just use your cannons to bait them forward and just start sniping them. With that +9 strike mech. The Crusaders getting in here and causing mayhem. Problem with this being so open. A lot of MDs that'd be quite nice up here if they came forward. Like to meet the shield for this army. That pummel's still alive. But in all this time, it looks like Arnie's just been working, killing off here, and he's going to grab up the last of that Nova. A small concession for his team. He's going to get some of this. Like a couple thousand. But he could start being annoying now. See, Esty's got some heavy strike mechs lying in wait. Because if Berserkers start running into the eco, that's going to be a real pain in the ass to deal with. Because they're so fast and their building damage is really good. Better than Mounties. I mean, look at this lone Chad try to... Oh, you got it. That guy. They're just gonna quit. That was the moment. That was the moment that broke Hunter. Hunter, Grenooli resigned. It's over. And Hero's done really well holding on this side with Ashman helping out now and again. I'm down to 30 idle workers. Is that because a lot... No, he actually put a lot of them back to work. It's a momentary lapse in production. I assume it's like attack or Esty, not quit or something. Esty, there we go. GG, well played to all involved. It was a fun, interesting game. I feel like that maybe probably should have went a bit longer, but I guess things just got too bad on this side. I don't know if people ran out of resources. Grenooli out of carbon. It's kind of this, right? You just didn't like pay enough attention to defending the... As I said, they needed to like close this out, I think. Because this is like just like it's a huge open amount of space, and like Russian Blunt can run some really annoying units like Crusaders, and like it could be Masters as well. Could come in here, start converting everything, and then their trade's just done. They're a bit too late with this wall, and I think the wall probably should have like been here, and then they could have production, and then they would have had units here as well. Probably should have worked like attacks here, and then Hunters like warden of all this space, and then they could have done a lot better flanking that army, I suppose. But yeah, GG, well played to all those involved. So if you like the content, please consider liking the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. If you want to get involved in these games, we have a GBT Discord, which you'll find a server invite link down below in the description. You find a link to voobly.com, which is where we play the game online. Has a lot of updates and patches that make the game better and a little bit more modern. And you'll find the Expanding Fronts mod Discord as well. Server invite down below. And the Expanding Front mod does the same sort of thing, just adds units and stuff. And it's the mod that we're playing in these games. And if you want to support the channel another way, there is a PayPal donation link down below. You want to buy me a coffee, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.